Namaste, and I welcome all the masters who have come here for this wonderful JTTP2 session conducted by this team. And I'm just really proud to be among with you all today and just to share a bit of my experience and about what I learned, the power of speech to everybody. This power of speech, my dear masters, is one of the initial lessons which I would say that I learned by coming into this beautiful meditation. So I would just begin this with a small question about this. Have you ever thought that what is the power of the word which you're speaking? We're just speaking in and day out. From the time we wake up in the morning till the time we go to sleep, we just adjust our tones to the higher or the lower pitch, and we just keep on talking, right? So what effect is it having in our life and the people around us? So today, more or less, I'll be talking about the power of words rather than the spoken speech. A little bit on the spoken and a little bit on the written, the words. Basically, I would like to express my views upon that. So dear masters, I'm happy. And from the time we are born, the baby and the toddler, we took our first steps and we just uttered our beautiful first words, right? Our parents were indeed very, very happy to just hear that first word. So are the people around us, the parents who are there with us, are they still very happy to listen the words from us, or is it the vice versa? What do you think about it? So what is the power of word? The word which comes out of your mouth, how much power does it have in your life? When we just think about it, whom do we like? The people who just talk nicely to us, right? Those sugar-coated words, that neighborhood auntie who just talk, hi dear, how are you? And they add that word dear. Doesn't it make a big difference? Hi darling, come here. I want to say something like this to you. Instead of just saying that hi word, hi friend, when they add a few words along to that regular words, doesn't it add a little bit of thrill in our life? And what about the company of people who always talk about the truth? Example, our dear Patriji, who is always talking the right words, right? He doesn't speak a lot, but he just chooses the words and just gives us the right words. So how do we like it? And why do we like? We should all understand the basics that the word has the power to change your life, make or break your life. Because this is a very important thing. Word has the power to change your life. Yes. Can we just see some examples? Before we just go into that, what do we think about words in the recent past, which has given us? Say, example, for the past decade. What has technology actually got us into our lives? It has gotten a lot of words. Then whatever we just hear, write, or read, they have actually changed a lot of things, or created, I would say, created a lot of things around us. In the way they have changed a lot the way we interact with things. Words can change the relationship. It can change our entire system of what we think, what we believe. And it can change our business. Example, I just say, I love you, I hate you. It's the same tone, right? There is no difference. But what does I love you mean and what does I hate you mean? It is just two complete different words, right? World, right? And it has a totally different meaning in whatever we have. So words are definitely very, very powerful, and they have a very big, beautiful difference. The good, the bad, everything can be created just by uttering that one simple word, making relationship, breaking relationship, whatever it can be. Small things to great things in life. Examples of words. I'll just say, will you marry me? Doesn't it change the life of a person? It's a girl. It's a boy. We lost him. You're hired. You're fired. We won the game. We lost. You're guilty. You're not guilty. You're free. All these words, if you see, they are actually changing lives of person completely. Imagine someone who is just walking into a doctor's office. They have some health issues. They are going to imagine a friend going to the doctor's office, and the doctor just says, "You have cancer. You have cancer." So that word, one word, cancer, doesn't it change the life of that particular person and the people around that person? Definitely, yes, right? There are many more examples which we can give, like, I did this because she told me. I became a counselor because my friend told me that I am good in listening and I encourage people. And there are many times students do many things. They try out differently because the teacher told me to do it. So I'm just doing this drawing, mummy. The kids come and tell us, right? And we also, I just made this new blueberry cake just for you because you asked me. I just tried it out, a new recipe. We do many, many things just because someone tells us. That is the power of a little word. A little word, "Mummy, I want a cake," from your son or the daughter, right? It just makes us do something different every day. The speech and the tone, it all makes a big difference. I would like to say a small story, like how words can change the world for people here. There were a group of frogs traveling through a forest, and there was a small pit. While traveling, two frogs just fell inside out of the group. So all the frogs, others, they were just standing around, and they knew that they cannot help by just going inside or carrying, or nothing can be done because they knew that it is a deep pit. They were like saying from outside, "No, you can't come out. You have to stay there only. You will have to rot there." And all those words. The two frogs which were inside, but they were just trying to come up because they did not want to stay there. Though, even though the friends were discouraging them, the frogs did not want to listen. So ultimately, as time passed by, one frog who was just listening constantly to these words, the negative words, "You cannot do it, you cannot jump, you do not have the energy," all these things, it was hearing to it and finally gave up. But the other frog, which was just looking up and looking at all the speeches which the frogs were making, it was just constantly trying to jump, jump, jump. And finally, at one point, it just jumped and came out. How is it possible? All the other frogs are saying that we told you that it is not possible for you to jump and come out, but how did you do it? But you just have to listen to what this frog had to say. This frog said, "Thanks, dear friends. I have wonderful friends like you. You all kept on encouraging me to come out of this pit. I would have not been able to do it without you." So how is it? This second one is deaf. It could not hear what the other frogs were telling it. It just was thinking that its friends were encouraging. See the effect. The one frog, both are there in the same position, but one frog was just constantly listening to all the negative things, just gave up. But the other one, which was just thinking and listening in his head as the other frogs were trying to help it, did it. So that is the difference. That is, you can just make a life or break a life, live or a live or a die situation, life and death. It is all there and it is just within us. So now I would like to give some more everyday examples in our modern life. I just pick few examples which I just wanted to share with you all. We are all very much used to nowadays Twitter, Facebook, and all the other things, Instagram and other posts. But if you see something, there is something interesting, that hashtag. After hash, you just write a word, say hash meditation, hash spirituality, and many things like that. That one word, hashtag, makes that search very easy. And we all give a lot of importance. If you see, sometimes the content will be small, but the number of hashtags which is there for that particular content will be much more than the actual content itself, right? Many, many things like that. And in many e-commerce websites, which we see like Amazon or Best Buy, few words, when we see, they actually change the whole of our experience. Example, I can say the words like free shipping, they say we recommend, and one-click checkout, or something like it is in stock or out of stock or pre-order. All these words, small words, which actually change the whole of your shopping experience. Whether you decide to buy that big TV or not, sometimes it is decided by these very few carefully chosen words, isn't it? We have also done it. And if you see, many times that word free shipping, that actually makes a big difference where we just buy many, many items on our purchase. And when we see all these things, I should definitely talk about this search engine. We have the search engines, right? It just gives us information about all these things which we want. That is a very big industry, if you say, has grown up in this past decade multiple times, just looking at what we want, what we search in a Google is just see in the Facebook or whatever we get. So many things, different apps, we go and look for things and they appear, right? These are the focus words, the words which we look for. This is a big industry, right? It has grown into a big industry. That is the power of the word in the latest field of technology, what we are seeing. And when we see, we have a new friend, Siri, in iPhone. And this tool, if you see, is able to assist anybody and everybody with the simple commands by the way you talk. You can just send message, receive message, you can see video, Netflix, anything, make phone calls, listen to that lovely music. You don't do anything, right? The voice of your speech. That much it has developed. Is it only now? No. There has been big changes happened in countries. You will not forget the speech made by Martin Luther King Jr., right? In 1963, he said, I had a dream. And he spoke a lot. I just wanted to quote only one thing from his speech, that is, darkness can not drive out darkness, only light can, and hate cannot drive hate, only love can. These are the famous words by Martin Luther King. And he started, I have a dream that my kids have to. And he spoke so many things about that. Martin Luther King, actually, if you see, he has chosen words very carefully. He understood that words are very valuable and they enter our minds. They take that shape in our hearts and they can change and the color of our soul, which is there inside us. It can actually take people apart or even bring them together. He was very careful in choosing his words. And we know the rest is history, right? How things have changed in that big country. Another example, I would just quote about the experiment done by Dr. Masaru Emoto in his late 1990s. Our body consists of more than 60 to 70% of water, and he conducted many experiments with water. where he found out that water crystallizes into beautiful shapes when some good words are spoken to it, and they did not form any proper shape or any arrangement when they were not given that good importance. So, why do words have so much of importance that it can even change water, it can even change a nation? What is the power of the word that can change a particular person or the whole of the community? So, why do you think that Martin Luther King's words were so powerful? You can just have a small analysis about that. Imagine I'm a small child, and when I'm young, say 4 or 5 years old, it's less than 10 years old, okay, so I believe in Santa Claus, and I'm very eager. Now it is Christmas time, and I'm very eager, and I want to meet Santa. I want to meet Santa because it is Christmas night. I'm going to get my present, and I believe in Santa. Okay, and I will go and stay near the Christmas tree. I want to just have a look at Santa because he's going to come today night and he's going to give me present. I want to look at him and say thank you and give him a hug. And I will stay there. But to my surprise, the next day morning, I wake up and I see that there is a gift there. But I do not meet the Santa, and I worry and I wonder what happened. How come I'm here the whole night, but I didn't meet Santa? I missed it. Okay, so that is how I grew. And I also think that my friends, my neighbors are all good people. They are all my friends. Nobody is my enemy. I just am very innocent at that age. But as I grow up, okay, I just get to know that everybody is not the same. People are different. And I also get to know about Santa in the later stages. But what did that words of Martin Luther King make that biggest impact on me? How did it create that impact on me? When he says that I have a dream, yes, I also have a dream. And as a child, I believed in ideals and I believed in possibilities. And I believe that world is always true and it is full of possibilities and it will work for me. So when Martin Luther King says, as an adult, I'm listening to Martin Luther King, and when he says that I have a dream, then I feel that inner child within that inside me says, yes, so do I. So that is how people make that connection, that response within us, it is made. Because as a child, I believed in the number of possibilities which is there waiting for me to happen, and I am able to connect through how? Through my words. So, dear masters, now we just understand something little about the possibility of words which can just shape our lives, right? So, we now understand that words have power. Yes. So, the meaning of the words actually, they crystallize the perceptions, they change or they shape our beliefs, and they drive how we behave with our own self and with our friends, neighbors in our community. What is our character? And ultimately, we create that beautiful world which is around us. So, this power, it arises from our emotional responses. Okay, whenever we speak or whenever we hear something from outside of us. Example, we just say the word fire, okay, in three different places. One where we do the barbecue, one in our office workplace, and another in a very crowded place. Example, a theater or something. Just imagine it's the same word, fire. But what is the response or that immediate reaction or that powerful emotional thing which just happens in your body and in the people around you? It's totally different, right? Simple word, but has a very powerful impact. So now, when we just see about that, let's just look a little bit about the science. So we'll just talk a little bit about the quantum physics now. And quantum physics has told us that the physical matter doesn't really exist and everything is just energy in different states of vibration. That we know, right? Even the physical body, the physical matter, which we are seeing, is not actually physical. It is just a vibratory state which has been held together, right? So the energy which is there vibrates at infinite number of different subtle frequencies from higher to lower to whatever frequencies. And it appears as different creations in our world. So the words which we speak also have a specific amount of frequency. And there is a lot of research which has been done on this quantum physics now to see what we are, what matter is, what universe is, and all those things have been happening. So when we see this life as an energy, that is a flow of energy, what it means for us to have that conscious state of energy which we contain, it is just full of that emotions within us, which makes us make that particular choice in life. And what is that frequency which creates that reality, whatever we desire in our beautiful life of creation? We'll see another example. We are feeling down. We are not feeling so happy about something. So, what do? When we just listen to some friend who is just talking so much negative about some particular topic, even though you feel very high, your energies are sucked out and it becomes very, very less, right? Imagine you're with another friend where that friend is talking nicely positive things, says that even though the person sees that you are about to cry, the person says, "Hey, so nice to see you. I'm so happy that I got to see you." Just see that change of energy which happens in us, right? A lot of positive energy flows to just make those few words. When we just listen to the few beautiful words, it just creates that big shift in our wonderful life. So, words which are extremely powerful from the thoughts, we have wonderful tools like words which are spoken, which are written. The speech, which is even more powerful because it can add a lot of emotion which we can listen to, right? So, our lives, they're often shaped with these conscious words which we are listening to, which we are reading, and which we are exposed to at all times, at different times of just listen to the TV for 30 minutes and just see how your mood fluctuates from whatever it was to whatever it is now, right? It just changes the total perception of a particular incident, whichever happens. These words even affect our personal vibration a lot, a lot. Just like that example, which is we saw. Just listen to some sad songs. One song you listen to, and then it just keeps on going, right? Just goes on, goes on, goes on. And you need that another positive thing, either some joke or some call from a friend or something different to just come out of that thing, right? So it is that frequency or that repetition which makes us go into that particular mood or something. So words, when they are spoken repetitively, Say someone says that you're not so good at cooking, or not you're good at keeping your place clean. When they say it again and again, we start believing it. And so do politicians. Basically, they do make use of this very nicely. Advertisements, basically, they do make use of this very nicely. They just repeat few things again and again to us. We just keep listening to that again and again. Words have a lot of power. Just, I want to give another one small story. There were two brothers and a small family, father and mother, and they just went for a walk in the neighborhood park. And the two brothers, small boys, Johnny and Jimmy, okay, they started climbing a tree, approximately 30 to 40 feet tree. And Johnny climbed up, and Jimmy was just lagging behind. Johnny climbed up, and the branch was thinner. Okay, but Jimmy was a little lower, and he was in a stronger branch. It will not fall. But suddenly there was some wind. Okay, the tree started shaking. The father said, Johnny, who's at the high place, hold on tight. The mother says, Jimmy, don't fall down. Both mean the same thing, but they are totally different. What happens is Johnny, who's at the higher place and the tree is moving violently, very fastly, holds on to it nicely and doesn't fall down. But Jimmy, who's at the lower place, who is at a very safe compared to the other one, falls down. Why does it happen? When you just think about it, the father says, Johnny, hold on tight. So, what does the brain imagine? Immediately, it just creates pictures, images saying that hold on tight. So, he just does that. But when the mother says, Jimmy, don't fall down, first, the image which is created is falling down. Then it is that don't fall down created. So, by the time creation and execution, the person believes that he falls down, and that was what had happened. So, with this small example of the story, we can just see that how powerful the words are and what kind of reaction it creates in people. I would like to go into this Dr. Masaru Emoto's experiments, which he did a long time ago. So, two experiments, I just wanted to just briefly run through it. So, one experiment was like the first I just spoke about, that the water crystallizes to form the shapes, right? The snowflake shapes and all those things. He conducted experiments where he took water into different containers, and in one he wrote, I hate you, or I think he wrote a report called Fear. He left it for 24 hours and he froze it. But the water did not crystallize properly when he saw it under the microscope. And in the other jar container, he labels it as I love you or peace, and he keeps it for 24 hours and he checks it. And it has that perfect hexagonal crystals. Water is able to recognize the words which have been stuck to it. He did not even speak, it is just sticking those words of love and hate into it. And another experiment, whatever he did was like he took cooked rice, 2 jars, and in one of them, he wrote that I love you, and that there is like you fool. He wrote one thing said thank you, another said you fool, and he kept it in a classroom where the children were told to tell the same words where whatever was stuck, saying that this for this rice ball 1, it said thank you, and for the rice ball 2, it said you fool. So the children were repeating it, and after a few days of experiment, when they saw the bowl which had that you fool had actually rotten, become black, and become bad. But while the rice with the other one, with that good thoughts, good words, actually did not oil. So that is the power of the words. So when we see in our daily life, so we actually throw away freely a lot of words, knowingly or unknowingly. So what do we say? In our life, we say, oh, I don't like my hair. It's so messy. I'm so short. I don't like my height. She has pretty eyes. I want something like that. So these are the negative things which we keep on creating in our life. The negative energy, which eventually goes into our vibration. And then finally, it affects us a lot in our physical level. Why did Emoto conduct this experiment with water? Because the vibrations travel faster in water than in plain air. And we, human beings, have a lot of water in our body, right? So just imagine how much of this effect these positive or these negative words will have in our physical body and in our physical health. So now, the process of repeating, saying it again and again and again, either be it a negative word or a positive word. When it goes on again and again in our head, won't we start thinking that it is true and create a more of it? Do you now believe that our words, which are spoken again and again, can actually change our life for the better? Take away the illness or whatever we created in our body, either to our karma or to something, whatever we did in the recent past. Can we not relieve it out of us? Get away from all those things, negative things from us, just by using the power of our words. We can, right? Sometimes we do not forget or even remember, okay, our friend's birthday. Maybe it is 3 March 3rd. You might not remember it, but you always remember what is 3 into 3, right? Why? Because we have been repeating it many, many times in our life so that it just gets imprinted in our mind. We don't forget it. The same thing. When we just keep on repeating something again and again, it just happens to us in our physical body. There has been research in many universities, and one thing which I would like to talk about is that University of California, which they say that, and which they have checked that even though if a message is weak, if it is repeated twice, it becomes stronger than a strong message which is said only once. A mind can actually process the words when they are repeated in a much nicer way than a strong message which is only told by once. So that is the power of words. And when it gets repeated again and again, it just changes the whole of our life. The images which we see, example, the pictures which we see, they are also a different method of expressing whatever was there in our thought. So that also, it changes a lot of our mental thoughts. Just think how many times we have just called ourselves at that we are not good fit for this job. We just tell ourselves, right, that we are not talented, we do not look beautiful, many, many things. Even before others tell us something, we just come to a decision that we are not fit and we repeat it to ourselves. The words. So, what do we do to just overcome this? Instead of telling us same thing again and again, how do we change this pattern? How do we change from this negative things? How do we use these words and how do we make them work for us? The first thing is make the words work for you. How? There are beautiful affirmations there available for us. And anytime we consciously repeat those words, those beautiful words which says, I love you. The whole world loves you. The world loves to listen to you. Or something nice things about you. All those things actually brings us the positive vibrations to us. And when we say that my friends are always supportive, that one thought or that one word or that one sentence, right? My friends supportive. These group of words, they actually change the whole world for you. When you just feel that I'm alone, no, that one thought or that word which you repeat for you, the affirmations, right? They do help us. The second thing which you can do is no name calling or the self criticism. So when we understand that everybody is doing something best at any given moment to the best of their conscious effort, that includes you also. Just be kind to your own self and to others, and always offer the same amount of empathy which you would offer to, which you want others to offer to you, and the compassion. Just be with that. And the words, they make a very big difference. Example, your child has come running and you're holding a cup of coffee in your hand and just dashes on you, breaks down. What do? Instead of shouting, just replace those words with that loving words because already your child is like, what will I do? My father will shout. Oh, I did something wrong, right? Already the child is a great shock, in the state of shock. So when you add that compassion in your words, that itself changes. Okay, let go. It's already broken. What do you do about it? Right? You can just tell, okay, next time onwards, be careful. The child will definitely listen. Just say, okay, just get that. Let's clean it together and just get going. It makes a big difference, right? Just try it out, friends. The next thing which we can do is we have to stop all kinds of that self-depreciation talks. We should not make anybody or anything, whatever we have accomplished in life, as anything less. We never talk anything small about our own self. Words have power. It is a big quantum energy, each and every word. Making, especially this making fun of our own self or making fun of the kids, right? In front of others. These all have a lot of impact. Just choose your words nicely. The other thing, Pataji always says, don't gossip, don't speak ill of others. Yes, that is very, very important because any word which we say that resonates in anybody's body or life or anything, right? So we need to stop those kind of talk which are just wasting our time. We should go on a negativity diet. Yes, fill in your platter with lots of positive items. So when you don't like a dinner, just instead of saying, oh, it's terrible, I don't like it, you can always say that I've had better. Something. So that you just add in the positivity, you just convey your message. But yet, you say that in a more positive way. That makes a big difference. And we just, next thing is, we just boost our powerful energy. That is for the words. We give that positive energy and boost our words with that wonderful energy. So instead of saying something that you had, like, you don't have the time for the concert, like, or I just want to spend more time on watching this particular talker, or instead of those simple words, right? Use words like fantastic, you're terrific, you're great. So add words like that so that it adds to the moral of the particular person, say the person who's there with you, or even for your own self. It just adds a lot of positive energy in the way for our mind, and it increases the energy of our body too. So if you have some friends who have that quality of talking something always bad, it is just time to just spend our time with other positive friends. Surround yourself always with nice positive people who just give you nice boost your energy levels. And always keep it a point to surround yourself with the positive uplifting words. Just have those affirmations stuck in different places in your house. If you have that interest to learn that guitar, just stick. I'm very good in playing guitar. Just when you look at it, you just get that thought that yes, I have to practice some more today, that I just get better, right? So just keep things, doing things, and the words actually help you. And I would like to tell one small example. Okay, we have time. A friend who was into business quite a few years ago started a new business, and she was actually not really very great. She was just trying to make the ends meet, and not much profit at all. So when friends called her, she was just saying initially that, yeah, I'm not so doing so great, and I need to, I don't have sufficient experience. I'm in a lot of debt, and I need to invest some more money and things like that. When she met her friends, actually, if you see the friends, when they started listening to things like this from her, they started leaving her, thinking that, oh, maybe she might become a burden. Nothing. Okay, so she was losing a little bit of friends. Then, after some time, when she learned the power of words, like how words are powerful and how things have been changing for her, she started using positive words. She was in the same situation. Even then, she started using more powerful positive words. So when friends called her, she said, yes, I have been doing a great job. I've been putting in all my effort. I've been working hard. And many positive words like this. Even though she wasn't dead, she was like, yes, I'm able to repay my loans in a better way. So this gave that positive vibration not only to her, but that good feeling to the other friends also. So she was not telling a lie, but she was just doing, creating that positive vibration for her. Ultimately, what happened was after a few years, she landed in a very good position, like a business grew very well and she was doing really great. So, this is the power of words, which actually can change, make, or break anything in your life. So, we just enjoy doing whatever we want, and the words actually add in a lot of power. So, now we have been hearing from many masters, and with the quantum physics also, we just learned that thoughts create our reality, right? Thoughts, words, and then the actions. And where our attention goes, our energy flows. So when we just focus a lot more on positivity, our words play an important role in creating that positive world for us. And the third thing is like cells that fire together, wire together. Cells, the brain cells, which are there, which fire together That is the same thought, which gets repeated again and again, which wire together. That is, they become stronger and stronger. That neuroplasticity concept. So when we see all these things, we actually now feel that the power of words, either in the spoken format, the speech, or in the written format, or any visual, that is pictures, they are all very, very powerful. So any kind of misalignment with our thought, with our word, or with our action, what will they create? They will definitely create a confusion in a body, right? So our words should definitely match our action, whatever we have. There is a possibility that people may not trust you when your words do not match your actions. So our words match our actions, and thoughts, words, and actions are always going to be in complete alignment with each other so that we create that more positive world for our own. And when we see our health, how do our words help us? We think positive. Okay, it's this is an example. Okay, we think positive, but what if the person is talking negative? That is, the person is thinking, okay, all the affirmations, yes, I'm in good health. The person thinks that way. But when the friend talks, he says, oh, my sugar level is not coming down, my BP is not coming down. It's the same. It is completely different, right? You are thinking in the most positive thing, but when you're talking negative. So when there is no alignment for your thought and your word too, there is a confusion, a mismatch. So whatever had to manifest for you in probably 6 weeks might take 6 months. So that delay in manifestation happens too. So we align our thoughts and, more importantly, our words. It's a connecting point to our thoughts, to our actions, the words. The connection should always be in the right direction. Okay, so a few more things I just wanted to say and then conclude. So our words have to be spoken. That is, they have to be energized. Something like mantras. Why like mantras? Mantras, if you see, they are all short verses, mantras or slokas, they are short verses, but they are very powerful. Example, we have the Kabir Ka Dohe, Tiruvalluvar Codes, or we have Bhagavad Gita. They're all short verses. Why are they not too long? They are short. Why are they short? They are short but powerful. They convey a lot of messages. They're like mantras. So words, when spoken like mantras. So how do we convert our words like mantras? We all know the answer, dear masters. It is just dhyana, which helps us meditation. The power of silence, mauna. Mauna helps us to understand, and it helps us to energize our words like mantras. When we have our Gurujis next to us, what do? We become silent, right? Silence is the mantra. So when we become silent, when we adhere that mauna, practice of mauna or silence, Patriji says that if we maintain mauna or silence for once a week, it actually helps us a lot. So why do we have to go into mauna instead of being spoken? To just energize our words so that when their words are spoken after the mauna, we only speak whatever is necessary and wherever it is necessary. We just not speak, just go and speak blah, 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 just like that. We realize that words have power. They are all energy, they are all vibrations, and they have to be used in the most appropriate manner. So, dear masters, this lesson of Vakshetra was one of the first lessons which I learned when I came into meditation. So, from that time onwards, I actually started seeing a lot of changes. That is, I'm very sure that many masters would have observed this too, that whatever you say becomes true, right? How? How does it become true? Your thought, your word, and your action, they're all aligned. When we are into this practice of Dana, we align ourselves to the path of truth. And when we are more and more into this path, automatically our Vakshetra becomes clear, very powerful, and we manifest things very quickly. So I just would like to conclude saying that we are all free will beings with choices in front of us. We have lots and lots of choices, millions of choices. And especially for words, we do have a lot of choice, like what we have to choose and what we do not have to choose. So do choose your words wisely, beautifully. Okay, they have to be fantastic words, and choose your words based on love. Do not never choose your words based on fear. Anything you want, just express it based on love, not because of that lack feeling or that fear which you have inside you. Always speak your words with full of love and energy. And what is that other thing which you can do with this beautiful face and the beautiful mouth? One more thing. Yes, it is that beautiful smile, right? Just do not forget to smile. Just add that beautiful smile to your face with that powerful words. That will actually help us take us into this blissful path and give that happiness every day. So, dear masters, thank you all. I hope that I have just shared a few of my views about this power of words. Thank you all.